Welcome back to the Weekly Bangers with myself, Mike, and Gronk. Today we'll be listening to Chic's Risqué. Yeah, each week basically we spin a wheel that consists of the top 500 albums according to Rolling Stone magazine. And we listen to that album throughout the week, and then we come back on Sunday and we review it. Feel free to listen along and review the album yourself. And if you enjoy the content, please subscribe and like and comment.
Good times. These are the good times. Leave your cares behind. These are the good times.
Now I'll send you over to Gronk for a quick background on the album.
Yes, what's up? I'm Gronk, and I'm the background guy. Risqué by Chic. It's their third studio album, released in July of 1979. It is a... I'm wrong.
Oh,
Just fumbled at the first, stumbled at the first hurdle there.
Any sooner.
Yeah. both
I'm
wrong.
going with it. So Risqué by Chic is a highly influential album in the disco era. Also influenced other styles like hip hop, art rock, and new wave. And Chic themselves are an American disco band founded in 1972, originating from New York City. Some of their biggest hits include The Freak, which is like the song. It's like, "Aw, freak out."
Freak out.
By the way, fun fact, that song was originally "Fuck Off" instead of "Freak Out," but I suppose they
Really?
had to change it for reasons. Yeah, and they're also known
That
for
just
the song
changes
Good
the
Times,
complete.
which is- Yeah, I know. Good Times is another one of their top hits, which is on this album. And the band is known for funky, catchy disco music with groovy, soulful vocals. And a fun fact for you is the bass line in the song Good Times is one of the most widely borrowed riff in music sampling. And a similar riff to that can be heard in classic hits such as Another One Bites the Dust,
Oh.
Around the World by Daft Punk, which actually when that song first played, I instantly thought of Daft Punk, just
So did I.
stylistically.
So do I.
I think-
Not even just
Yeah.
for that song, but
It's
yeah.
what's it called? Get
And
Lucky,
also-
that song. It sounds a lot like that because Nile Rodgers, the guitarist of this, plays on Get Lucky. It's cool.
Oh, cool. You should be the new fun fact guy.
just a sub.
Fired.
No, I was just subbing in for you were out sick with him for a little bit.
And that bass line also influenced the classic Break My Heart by Dua Lipa. So
Oh,
if y'all are familiar with that one.
yeah, cool.
But this album ranks 414th in the Rolling Stones top 500 list. So let's see what we have to say about that ranking.
See if they're right or wrong.
Starting off hot with you, Mike. Give
Cool.
us your thoughts.
Start off there by saying great background, Gronk.
All of them.
I liked that fact about the bass line.
Cheers.
It was really cool, actually. Yeah, no, I think it's a cool album. I think there's a cool sound to it. A lot of the songs are quite repetitive, but I don't think that's really necessarily a bad thing in this kind of music. I think repetition works best in this kind of music than any other style. Instrumentally, really cool. I like how the instruments blend together to make like one like funky ass sound. I found it was a great album for like doing things, like as in just like throwing it on. It puts like a pep in your step, like I like doing like boring things like brushing your teeth or like emptying the dishwasher. I felt if I put it on, it just made those things fun, just
Riding an
moving and
airplane
grooving.
and stuff. Boring
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I feel like this album is impossible to not move to. I feel like you're just
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
me.
it's good for
Anyway.
when you're like saving the world or washing dishes or other like random.
Those things you do on a Tuesday, like
Yeah,
Sunday.
on a Sunday afternoon.
on a Sunday. What about you?
Yeah, I thought it was Yeah, very funky. Again, instrumental is quite good. I would not listen through this as an album ever again, I don't think. But some of the songs are, well, pretty much all of the songs are quite catchy and have cool beats to them. Not really much substance to the songs, but that's obviously not the point. It's just dance music, and it does a good job of that. But it wouldn't be like my favorite type of music or anything, but it's definitely quite good for what it is.
Yeah.
I guess the substance is true. The instrumentals themselves, not.
Yeah,
Not
but then like
how it makes you.
yeah,
move.
kind of, but like other music just does that plus also having substance from the lyrics and
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not
yeah,
unique in that sense at all.
Yeah, I like this album. I thought it was really groovy, but I mean that I would pick
Yeah.
on that as well. If I had one pet peeve, was sort of it, it was repetitive, which is not a bad thing necessarily for the genre, but I think that I've heard other types of this music are similar that has more sort of progression and variety. And
Yeah.
I mean, like Good Times, the first time I heard it, first 5, 10, 30 seconds, I was like, yeah, this is the greatest song ever made, greatest, catchiest, grooviest thing ever. And like after listening, I mean, that's like what, an 8-minute song? After listening to the album 10 times, that just became like 80 minutes of a torture chamber, to be honest. Just
Yeah.
pretty
Wow.
repetitive.
Yeah.
Not to over
That's
exaggerate.
exactly what the problem. Replayability is not high at all if you want to keep listening. But I think it's better for something to just come on in a disco, like not for you to be constant.
Yeah.
I can't imagine someone who like this is their all-time favorite album and listens to it all the time. I'm sure there are people, but
I'm sure there is. Yeah.
Yeah, you can imagine
it
if you're on
definitely
like
gets old
Velvet
off
or
fast.
you're A Warm Summer Night. I thought that was like almost kind of out of place on this. I mean, it obviously isn't as disco-y as the rest of the songs.
Yeah,
but
yeah, that was good.
It's still I still think it's a good song, maybe just not in this context.
Slower. Well, like, there's also like.
I think it's perfect in this context, to be honest, because it gets
to
so
break it up.
boring when it's all like, yeah.
Because also, what's it called? Will you cry when you hear this song? That also like brings down the tempo as well, which is nice. About, I don't know, like midway through the album. Yeah, it's good.
I really liked it. That reminded me of like Prince kind of. Will You Cry? I really like that song.
Okay, cool.
When doves cry, is that the reason that reminds you?
I don't know, maybe. I just liked that being in there. I thought it was better than A Warm Summer Night. It did its job better of slowing down.
Okay.
Warm Summer Night was probably a bit repetitive too.
Right, now we'll get into our favorite songs. We'll each pick a top 5 from the album. Yeah, let's get into it.
Not the most difficult thing to do, considering there's only 7 songs on the album. So
yeah, that's like a new recurring thing for us, where there's just hardly any songs on our last 3 albums.
It just keeps getting less. Yeah, next album there'll be 6. Alright, see you, Carl. Talk to you.
Bye-bye.
Alright, see you, man. See you, Grant.
Oh, are we still doing the review? Oh shit!
Broken to give his top 5 list.
All right, let's go top 5.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
What a guy. Alright, my top 5 songs. Starting with 2 honourable mentions. After narrowing it down from a huge list of songs, only 2 get left out. Number 5 for me. First honourable mention is Will You Cry? I thought we already riffed on it, but I thought it did a good job to kind of slow down the tempo in the album a bit. Didn't think it was too repetitive. There was a bit in there, I think, sort of in the middle, where there was a really nice kind of solo. And then my second honourable mention, and at number 4, is My Feet Keep Dancing. Thought it was a good song, groovy, in line with the album. I liked the bit where it breaks off into like the actual feet tapping. That was cool. That was funky.
That probably is what it is. I was thinking he was clapping, but it probably is feet tapping, isn't it?
That would, I'd say they were doing Irish tap dancing.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they're an Irish band anyway. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, not much to say about that. Thought it was a good song. Yeah, 2 honourable mentions.
Cool. My first honourable mention, I have My Forbidden Lover. It's a groovy song. Bernard Edwards, just going ham on bass, which was really good as well. Then I had, for my number 2 honourable mention, I had What About Me. It's a funky song, catchy chorus. It's pretty good. That's me.
Yeah, this is quite interesting. So I have number 5, Will You Cry When You Hear This Song. Had to put it in at number 5 because I didn't cry listening to it, and I think that was the goal. So couldn't put it any higher.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, each time
But,
I listen
yeah,
to it, it's
Oh
like,
man,
nice song.
I
But
was
then,
bawling my eyes out.
this is where it gets interesting. This is where it gets interesting. My number 4 is My Feet Keep Dancing as well.
huh.
So we've got the same
Nice.
2 honourable mentions.
Oh
So
yeah,
far.
that's true actually. Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
I wonder if it continues that way.
I know, I'm hoping so. But yeah, probably not.
Oh, I think I really threw a wrench into my top 5 list with one of my picks. I hope
Oh,
you do
yeah,
the
probably.
same and we can have the
We'll
same
see.
list.
Yeah, I hope so.
Alright. Then my top 3, so number 3 I have What About Me?
Oh, not the same now.
Not the same as you, is it?
It might be.
Oh,
I
you
don't
never know,
Oh.
really, do you?
She's devastated. Oh. But yeah, I thought that was a great song. And didn't it beat the repetitive allegations? I didn't think it was repetitive at all. Well, they were all sort of tiny bit repetitive, but this one less so. I didn't get bored listening to it. I thought it was nice, fresh, groovy, all that. And number 2 for me is Good Times. I don't know if that's crazy to say.
Well, it depends on your
Obviously,
number one.
it's their most popular song from
On
the
the
album, most listened to, most iconic, but just 8 minutes of that, I just couldn't do it every time.
That's what you shat on it earlier, and now you put it number 2.
Yeah,
No,
that's
it's great. Like it is great. It just goes on a bit too long for me. That's what kept it
Yeah.
for number 1. Otherwise, like that bass line is unbelievable. Like the rhythm of it. Like,
Mhm.
if that doesn't get you like grooving and moving, then I don't know what will.
Yeah.
Hurt by Johnny Cash.
And then,
Oh man,
I was hoping.
don't
hoping
get me
someone
started.
would
If that comes on the dance floor, man. If "Hurt" by Johnny Cash comes on, you will not get me off that
We
dance
should-
floor.
We tried to request that at the Debs, and they said no. Yeah. for
Yeah,
some
really
reason.
strange. They must have already played it or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Uh,
They probably have a quota.
yeah,
for
probably
that
too
one.
many requests for it. I'd say they
Yeah,
got sick
yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 1 for me, then grand reveal is I Can't Stand to Love You, or Can't Stand to Love You. Yeah, love that song. Don't want to sound like a broken record just by calling it groovy and funky like the rest of the album, but
Yeah, it's just
I mean,
going to be the same for me too.
yeah, a lot of the album is like that. I just think
Yeah,
that
fair
song
enough,
does the best job of it. Yeah, great song.
So in my top 3, my number 3 is "Will You Cry When You Hear This Song." Yeah, really cool song.
Nice.
It's a nice change of pace. Some really cool strings on there. I think the vocals are really nice on it, particularly in the verses. I think they sound really good. Then the instrumental section after the second chorus, probably the same one you were talking about, Gronk. Really cool, and then it like builds up, goes back into the chorus. Class. My number 2, I was actually considering putting this at number 1, and to your surprise, Gronk, it's "A Warm Summer's Night." I think this is a great song. I think it sounds gorgeous. It's once again like the vocals in it I think sound really good. I think the combination of just like all the instruments, I think it just sounds so dreamlike. I feel it sounds so dreamy and like mystical, kind of like puts you in a trance, I think. and kind of sounds kind of like nostalgic falling in love kind of a sound. I think it's a beautiful song. Is it cool?
I don't
like
disagree with that necessarily. I mean, it's got like a nice warm sound. It is
100%,
very
yeah.
very summer like, I suppose.
I think it's beautiful, and it's a cool guitar line in there as well. Love the song. I was considering putting it as my number one, but I didn't because I was listening to that song, and then I put on Good Times, and then it just put me in a good mood, and I put that as my number one. Yeah, just funky guitar. Just the bass line is so sick. Yeah, super feel good, as I said. It yeah, just like with the lyrics and everything. And I know it is long, but like the whole like instrumental drop is pretty cool. Because when they all come back in, because then like the piano comes back in and you're like, oh, this is class, and the guitar comes back in and you're like, yeah. But yeah, Nile Rodgers, really cool. I was looking into him a bit more as well, and he just seems like a cool guy, really cool guitar. But that's me done anyway. Carl, what do you have as your top three?
So number 3, I have My Forbidden Lover. Yeah. Yeah, just again a funky song. That's just kind of the case for all of them.
Yeah.
Just one that I think is more funky than some of the others, I guess.
Okay.
Then number 2, I have A Warm Summer Night as well.
Wow.
Pretty much you actually summed it up really well, I think. It is kind of a mystical song. It's definitely the most different on the album too, I think.
Yeah.
I would have kind of liked if they did a couple more songs like that, I think.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
yeah, it was really good, and yeah, I wouldn't be too against even putting it number 1 as well. Just my number 1 is also Good Times. Yeah, that's just the funkiest of all the funk.
Yeah. Funky.
It really is. Like, it's way more. I don't know. That's like a kind of like a pinnacle sort of funk song.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the most hype one. It is probably a bit long. All right, I do agree.
It
I actually
is, to be
find
fair,
it a bit strange, though. They have a few songs like that. It's a really strange genre of music to have a long song in.
Yeah, it is true. It's a weird choice.
I'm just really surprised they did it. It's one of the few genres where I just think it really doesn't work at all.
Yeah, it's true.
But you need to kind of have some sort of depth to your lyrics, or at least like a lot of change ups at the very least to
that's a good
really
point.
kind of justify it.
I will say though.
Yeah, still a great song.
Yeah, I will say when you say about repetitiveness, and Gronk, you said A Warm Summer's Night is repetitive. I know it's 6 minutes long, but for me it doesn't really feel. I don't really mind about the repetitiveness of that song for some reason, even though it's probably one of the more repetitive ones. Because I don't know. I think it as I said, I feel like it does kind of put me into like a trance. It's kind of like hypnotic, I think, that song. So I don't mind it really too much in that song.
I agree. I think partly why we like it more than some of the others is probably because it's a change up as well.
Yeah, but I think even outside of that, it's definitely just the whole vibe of it, so dreamy, and I really would put it as number 1. I feel like I don't know. I feel like but it's just as soon as after I played this song, I did play Good Times, and it just hit, and I was like, oh yeah. So that's, I don't know. I feel like I couldn't put it as number 1, but it's cool. Cathal had the same bottom 2 as Gronk and the same top 2 as me.
Yeah, and I had none of the same top 3 as Gronk in the end, so
that's well,
evened out there. Yeah,
Bro was wrong.
But honestly, it's just very hard to kind of rank for this album, I think.
Yeah,
because they all get the same. They're all getting the same reaction out of you most of the songs.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah,
and like they all do like a decent job at it, so it's really just like, did one do it a little bit better than the other?
Yeah, I found that when I was comparing them. Yeah, I did find that alright.
Yeah, I found it really difficult. It's like, really, I could put any of these songs in the top 5. Yeah.
I will mention, I suppose, Can't Stand to Love You. I didn't have it in, but it really almost did make it in. I like it a lot, and I like the hook in it. It's good. My Feet Keep Dancing. You both had it in it. It's my least favorite song on it, to be honest. I didn't really love it. For some reason, I don't know why. It's like not that like different, but I don't know. But I do like the tapping section. But I don't know. I just don't really like the hook in it, I guess. And I think it's a bit more repetitive than the other ones, even though it does have verses and stuff. So I don't know why it feels more repetitive to me. But
it's so hard to justify decision making with this album.
Yeah. Do you want to mention any of the ones you didn't talk about or no?
No, I didn't dislike any song.
Other than saying it's funky 10 more times.
Yeah,
It was funky.
it is actually. I do think it was a funky enough album. Just to have
Yeah?
something.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
What about
If
you,
we
Ben?
haven't mentioned that already, yeah, the funkiness is off the charts.
Now that you mention it, it was
Yeah.
actually quite funky, alright, yeah.
Should we start a group called Daft Funk? That'll be good.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure there's definitely a tribute band called Daft Punk for sure.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. All right, let's go into our ranking on the tier list now. Yeah.
3.
Two.
3.
What?
1. All right, let's do this again.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, all right, Mike, you can say 2. Yeah.
3.
2.
1. C.
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 C? Oh, we all C?
Yay.
Oh,
C,
sweet.
agreed.
Okay, nice. Hell yeah. Oh, that's cool. This is first time getting all the same. Are we saying it's better or worse than Ready to Die?
I'd probably
Worse.
say, worse as well.
Yeah.
I
I'd
think.
Well,
probably
Mike,
put it
agree
above,
with
to be
us.
honest. I'd
Agree with
probably put
us.
it, but for the sake of the video, for the fact that we have all the same opinion, maybe. I don't know, I probably would put it above. But I mean, it doesn't
I'd
matter.
prefer.
Well, you're outvoted anyway.
I'd very likely possibly prefer. I just think there's way more re-listenability to Ready to Die.
Yeah, it's true. But then the consistency of this album, I guess.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, that is true. But it's easier to be consistent with this.
Yeah, but
album.
it's 7 songs compared to like 57.
There's
Yeah.
like 57.
Oh yeah,
58,
you know what?
yeah.
God. Yeah, no, I'll stick with below Ready to Die.
Okay.
I think.
Okay, so there it is. Another album in the C tier.
C tier.
Crazy to say that this is the worst album we've gotten. I think maybe something might have
Actually,
went
is
wrong
a
there
bad
last
But
week.
it really didn't. It's not a bad album by any means, by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
It's good.
It is good.
Just maybe lacks a
It's
few
funky,
things.
actually.
Not even that it lacks. It just yeah.
I-
Funky.
All right, so now we'll spin the wheel and find out what the next week of our lives will entail.
Nice.
Okay.
Let's do it.
You scared?
I'm terrified. Yeah.
Terrified. Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Come on, what do we have? Oh!
Oh,
Class.
cool. That's,
Oh, I'm really happy with this.
is it not called Harvest Moon, or is that just?
I swear it is,
No,
yeah.
it's wrong. No, that's just the song. I
Oh.
think. Yeah. No, Harvest
Guys,
is-
spoilers, but Harvest Moon might be one of my favourite songs of all time.
It's
Sorry
not
for
even
the
on
Yeah,
the
that's
album.
major spoilers.
Wait, what? Is it not?
Yeah, no, but it has 3 really big songs. This will be a brilliant album, I'd say. Like, it's only 37 minutes. Yeah.
37 minutes, yeah.
Oh,
For
this
attention
is
span
actually going to
purposes.
be a class album.
The
Yeah.
bar
Guys-
is set really high. The
Yeah.
expectations are set.
He's a very famous.
I know,
singer.
Kyle!
That's why he's known.
Another Brown album! How are all of the albums we get like Brown? Oh my god, this is the 4th one. This is the 4th album out of 5 or 5 or
Pretty
6.
common.
Jesus, I'm looking forward to
It's-
see what Mike thinks of this album next week. Anyway, I don't think
It's-
it's going to do that.
How is there another? Man, our tier list looks dead. It's like all Brown.
Mike, I'm afraid you sound really racist at the moment saying that
Oh,
something wrong with being brown.
Yeah,
Stop.
that's true. Yeah,
You're
leave it
getting
in
clipped.
anyway and clip it.
You're
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
clipped into the
No,
short.
no.
Straight to YouTube Shorts with that one.
If it makes any
Yeah,
difference, I was going to complain about how Ready to Die is white, so it's also like a nondescript color.
Wow.
Color of album
Jeez.
cover.
Yikes!
Oh man, I'm finished.
You said it was white.
You're so finished.
I am finished.
Yeah.
You're so finished.
Sorry, Mike. We're gonna have to kick you off the team now. It's just like our agency
Yeah.
has recommended it. We didn't actually want to do it, but we are sellouts at the end
You're
of the day.
fired, bro.
Oh, alright, see you guys. It was really
You're
fun doing
fired.
this.
We're getting
Don't
Vince
even call
McMahon
this.
in to tell you, so don't worry about it. All right, so that wraps up the review. myself and Gronk will see you next week.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll probably be
Will
it.
Mike be back to be decided?
Yeah, you'll have to tune in next week to see.
Yeah. Bye bye.